Hey guys, welcome back to Real Housewives Recaps. Today we're talking Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. You guys, we got the last part of that reunion and whoo, it was good. We need to talk about it. Oh, you guys, can I just say it's so nice to be here and to be on mic again. In case you missed it, I've been out with the thing that shall not be named. I'm still recovering. I still don't feel not even 80%, but it's okay. I'm doing better. I can't thank you all enough for all the warm wishes, all the well wisher, everything. You guys have been wonderful. I appreciate every single one of you. But that's why, in case you missed it, there's been so much Sex in the City content lately. I had that pre-recorded ready to go. So I've been able to rest and take time off, but I'm slowly coming back around. It's all good. I can't wait to talk about this reunion. So we'll do that, and then I don't know that I still have a few more days of that Sex and the City content, so you'll see that, and then may have to take a few more days off. We'll just see how it goes, right? We'll figure it out together. You guys have been so wonderful and so supportive. Thank you all so much. I'm definitely getting better. Okay, enough about me. Let's talk about this reunion, you guys. We got part 3. We got Kathy. Whoo, I have a lot of thoughts on this, and I am on the good meds right now, so what little filter I have, almost none, will be non-existent because there's a lot on my mind. Oh my gosh. I thought it was excellent, honestly. I really did. I just finished it and jumped right on the mic, and I'm going to go through it, but I got to say, just right off the bat, my feelings are, I'm pissed at Kyle. A little part of me felt sorry for her, but then I remembered, no, I'm pissed at Kyle. Kyle I think Kathy nailed it. She's a martyr. And she's sitting there crying, feeling sorry for herself when she should have been telling Rinna to STFU, if you know, you know. But seriously, I have a million pages of notes, which we'll get into, but the biggest, most glaring thing is when Rinna literally called Kathy the devil. She said she saw the devil. And Kyle can't get on to Rinna. She had a chance right then to say, shut up, Rinna, like enough. But she didn't. She just gives these general, crying, barely able to speak statements. But she won't speak out. It's like she's scared of Rinna. And it's the weirdest thing. And then she wonders why her sister's pissed. Her sister's, talking about Kathy, of course. Kathy's pissed because you don't fully have her back. And I think that's what Kathy was trying to say when she got up off the couch. Now, I'm not completely heartless. I did feel for Kyle a little bit. That's a terrible situation to be in. But I'm sorry. This woman, Rinna, has come after both of your sisters now. And you're still friends with her. Or I don't know if they're still friends, but I'm saying at this point, that we're watching in the reunion, you're still being friendly toward her. You're still kind of having her back. By not telling her to shut the blank up, you have her back. And so, no, it's bullshit, and I think Kyle sucks. And I said it before, Kyle sucks. I thought she was better on Ultimate Girls Trip, but I'm back to thinking Kyle sucks. Okay, let's dive into this. So, the beginning part, it was just fluff, right? Talking about the single ladies and Erika. You guys, I honestly, I'm not an Erika fan, and I'm more convinced of that after this reunion. I really, I understand the role of in wrestling terms, it's called the heel, the bad guy. I understand the heel. I understand the drama that they bring to the show, but I've completely lost it for Erika. I don't even think she's fun to watch anymore. I have a whole other thing about Rinna, but just about Erika. I don't think she's fun to watch anymore. I don't think it's funny. There's something about somebody that's so clueless about themselves and it was interesting to watch, but I don't even find that anymore. I just think she flat out sucks and it's time for her to go. She can, I don't know, deal with this off camera, but I don't find her fun or entertaining anymore. And I don't understand why she's even on the show. I don't believe anything she says. So there's that. Okay. I feel like they threw her these softballs. I know Andy was criticized before because he's chuckling along with Erika and Rinna, while Garcelle is sitting on the couch crying in the last episode. And he was just very insensitive to Garcelle. And I feel like it was here again. Erika was asked about the Jax thing. And, I can't even say that she fully owned up to it because she's still kind of making excuses for herself, which is, oh, it wasn't him. He wasn't singled out. No, bitch, you did single him out. He's a child and you singled him out. And that's disgusting. And you're a monster. And I forgot that, or maybe I just didn't see it. I don't know. Cold medicine. Who knows? But Mauricio with the laughing saying it's funny. And I usually like Mauricio, but that's bullshit too. I thought the whole thing, it was just bullshit. And I felt like Erika should have been put on the spot more. Like, no. You don't get to dance around this one. Explain yourself. Why did you do that? That's awful what you did to Garcelle's son. And why are you so disrespectful to Garcelle? Let's see. Dorit says she was shocked by it. And they start talking about Erika being cleared in the fraud lawsuit. Once again, I'm sorry, but until this whole thing is over, I just don't buy it. I don't. She's nothing about her reaction and everything we've seen just disgusts me about her. So I'm not so quick to think, oh, then she had nothing to do with it. Bullshit. Courts make mistakes. I'll say that. Okay. Let's see what else. She talks about talking to Tom last week. Why still speak to him? She claims it's humanity. I say she doesn't have an ounce of that. Again, what are we doing here with Erika? And if I can go on a side note on Erika, seriously though, what's up with her boobs in this dress? And again, this isn't something I would normally talk about, but what's up with her boobs in this dress? I don't understand it. I don't understand what I'm looking at. I know I love an asymmetrical cut, but it looks like two different people's boobs mashed up together. Something ain't right. Fix your bra, fix something. It's not right. So the only things that I have that I wanted to talk about here, though, while we're talking about Erika, is I found it infuriating when she said she can't keep being attacked. It's like, no, that's not what's happening here. You're usually the attacker. Look at the way she's talked to, well, most people, but especially Sutton. I don't think you get to act like that and then claim to be the victim. No, that's not how that works. Also, when Erika kept saying, we're on appeal. See, it's easier to do the Erika when I have this virus that shall not be named. But she kept saying, we're on appeal. We're on appeal. Did you guys get the same, like, charade, joggers feelings that I did? Because that's all I could think about. We're on appeal. Joggers. Remember when Andy asked Sheree, hey, what can you tell me about the She by Sheree? Joggers. Hey, Erika, what can you tell me about the court case? We're on appeal. We're on appeal. We're on appeal. Joggers. Anyway, that's just what I had in my notes. It made me laugh. Okay, so they end that segment. We get to see more of the break, like they're filming, and they show Erika crying. I don't know what that was supposed to do, but it did not make me warm toward Erika. I still call bullshit on pretty much every part of her personality. It all sucks and it's all fake, and I don't believe it. Okay, let's get into the good stuff. Kathy Hilton. Kathy's there. And she calls herself Barbie chic. Now, I talked about the fashion with everybody. Can I say I do not care for this dress? I understand we love Kathy Hilton. I'm just telling you my honest opinion. I didn't care for the dress. Now, it's okay. I still thought she looked better than Sutton did at the reunion. I hate Sutton's whole look and hair. But not my favorite look. But whatever. Doesn't matter. She arrives and Rinna is pissed, which I love. Erika's on her phone. They bring up the hotel slippers, that Kathy doesn't know how Instagram works. And instead of DMing Rick, she's just writing in the comments, hey, Rick, come get me. She has a funny quip there where she says, I did what Rinna does, and I deleted it 20 minutes later. And Rinna did not find that funny. I found it hilarious. In case you don't know, anytime Rinna posts on social media, she posts these terrible things, and 20 minutes later, she ends up deleting them. So I thought that was a funny dig. Okay, we get clips of Aspen. Then we get into the tequila of it all. And I am glad Andy asked this question. Why can't Kathy promote her tequila when we've heard about everybody else's side hustles nonstop? And do you feel like you're too tough on her? Kathy explains, Kathy's just a little kooky, right? Kathy explains that she didn't think that the cameras were just on her. She thought that by saying it that many times, maybe they'd be able to use like pieces here and there, but it wouldn't be quite as much as it did. I'll be honest with you, it didn't bother me. You know, we've come from Bethany and the Skinny Girl nonstop. We've seen, Countess and Friends Cabaret. We've seen Rinna's stupid lip kit over and over. We've heard it all, right? We've heard everybody's pitches, so it really didn't bother me. They bring up that Rinna was ordering the 818 tequila. Who cares? I don't know. But the part that bugged me in this section was Kyle was crying. This is where she does turn on the martyr of it all. She keeps saying, "It's my fault. Everything is always effing my fault." It's like, no, Kyle. It's like Kyle can't think quick enough of what to say, and she doesn't want to. I don't think she wants to hurt Kathy, but she also doesn't want to hurt Rinna for whatever reason. So instead of coming up with, a thought-out response and telling Rinna to shut the F up, she cries and turns herself into a martyr. That's her way of handling it. But then Kyle won't tell Rinna and Erika to shut the F up and to back off and to, whatever, go to hell, and then doesn't understand why Kathy thinks Kyle doesn't have her back. I'm working through this with you guys in real time, just thinking like it's ridiculous, and Kyle's completely wrong for this. So Andy asks about the night, the night in Aspen, and what the heck happened. So Kathy says that she went to the DJ. She was going to ask for some music for the women to dance to. DJ didn't see her, hear her, whatever, had his headphones on, didn't notice. She got frustrated. She went to the manager. She asked him, according to her, to put some songs on. And he says, "Not tonight, it's too busy." She was surprised that they ended up, I guess, having some words, and he told her to go back to LA. So she says, "We're out of here." She goes to tell Kyle, who wanted to stay. Kyle's answer is, "It's the way you speak to me," saying that we're out of here without explaining what's going on or giving me a chance to answer back. Again, I did, 10% see where Kyle was coming from. That would be awful if somebody comes up to yell at you when you've done nothing wrong, even if it's your sister, comes up to yell at you and says, "You're coming with me." I get why Kyle wouldn't handle that well. But again, I think Kyle is so afraid to hurt Rinna or Erika, she won't have Kathy's back. And I think that's the root of all these problems, truthfully. Kathy says she's not proud of it. And she didn't like how she spoke to Kyle either. They ask, who saw what? Well, Erika says that Kathy was upset and said to just her that the DJ is an old blanking blank, with the second blank being maybe, because it was bleeped out, I'm just guessing here, it may be a slur, like a terrible word that somebody would use to slur against gay people. And Kathy denies using this word and says that she wouldn't have done that. Erika then says, "You said it to me directly." And it was only her that heard it, right? Andy says, well, HR investigated, and it was a she said situation. There was no proof of it. There was nothing. I don't know. I'm working this out on mic right now, just thinking this out. Okay, so there's that. Now, the part that doesn't make any sense. I just want you to keep that. We're going to come back to this. Because Erika is saying here, she's the only one that heard it. Nobody else knew it, just her, right? Later on, Erika says, or it comes up about, what was it? Oh, no, Andy brings up about leaking to the press about the supposed slur that Hilton said, that Hilton, of course, denies. Erika just said she was the only one that heard it and only one that knew about it. So if she's the only one that heard it, knew about it, but she's denying she leaked it to the press. So it's got, I mean, hello, that's easy. That's not a hard riddle to solve. That's not a hard mystery. Okay. So, let's see, where are we at? Rinna says that she didn't want a scene, so she was going to take Kathy out of there. Now, this was interesting. I didn't know this. Maybe you did, maybe you didn't. That according to everybody, Crystal was supposed to go with them. Crystal was all set to go, but there was some drama where she couldn't find her coat, didn't have a coat, whatever. So she stayed. Why don't we have GoPros mounted in those Sprinter vans? Why is this happening? Even on below deck, that's where you get some good drama sometimes, is in those vans after everybody's wasted after dinner. You see people hooking up in the vans. You see people fighting in the vans. They know it too, so they always have cameras mounted in the vans. Why aren't we doing this with the housewives? Just saying. Okay. So we get into Kathy's quote-unquote meltdown. Now, this is, again, according to Rinna. I don't believe a thing Rinna says. Just saying. Supposedly, Kathy was screaming and yelling and venting. And I'll tell you what I think. I am sure that Kathy was drunk and said some stuff, probably some angry things. But I just don't believe Rinna. I don't believe her at all. I don't believe that it was the level that Rinna says it was. Of course, it's going to behoove Rinna to blow up the story so she has a storyline. Of course, it's going to behoove Rinna to blow up, out of proportion the things that Kathy may or may not have said. I don't believe Rinna. And honestly, I'm not even talking about the slur. I'm just talking about, let's say Kathy was acting like a child. Who among us hasn't? I mean, good Lord. If my friends dropped me for drinking too much and yelling like a toddler, then I wouldn't have any friends, right? I mean, who among us, right? I love Danny Pellegrino. I love when he says that. Who among us, right? Ladies, am I right? Anyway, that's all I can think of. Ladies, am I right? Okay. So, supposedly, according to Rinna, again, I don't believe anything Rinna says, that Kathy said Dorit was a stupid, useless idiot, that Crystal and Sutton were useless idiots, that she'll destroy Kyle and her family, she's going to take down Bravo, NBC, like you've heard it a million times. That's Rinna's favorite thing to go to. Let's see, what was it? Kathy brings up, hey, do you remember saying, I get it, you're preaching to the choir, meaning that it wasn't that bad of a meltdown, that Kathy was maybe being a baby, venting about Kyle, and that Rinna kind of felt the same way and was relating to her. Now, tell me you've noticed this. Rinna always does that same, side tilt when she's lying. She does this all the time. We've seen it through the years, I don't think that's what happened. It's no, it sounds like that's what happened. Let's see, where are we at? Rinna's shaking her head. Kathy says, Rinna, I know you're having problems. And Rinna's like, wait, what? What kind of problems am I having? She brings up the text. They talk about that text. It says, please don't say anything we discussed, otherwise it'll make a huge scene. You know the text. So I have to laugh at Kathy because, as you all know, I'm so not technological at all. And I love that Kathy thinks that deleting a text on her phone would maybe delete it on Rinna's too. Did you guys get that vibe? That's all I could think about. Because she was like, it's not here on my phone. And then Rinna's like, it's here. And shows Andy, and Andy's like, yeah, it's here. So, but I didn't think the text was that bad. It was more like, hey girl, I was a drunk idiot. Can we not talk about it? Thanks. Whatever. But again, Rinna has to spin this out of control and turn it into something it's not. And I feel like the text was just part of that. Okay. Andy brings up the leak potentially coming from Erika. I don't know why Kathy says she doesn't think it was Erika. Oh, I guess because Rinna's had more of a beef with her. But again, I go back to, didn't Erika just 5 minutes ago say she was the only one that heard the supposed thing that Kathy said on the dance floor? And then all of a sudden, that's what leaks to the press? Okay, Kathy apologizes to Kyle on camera. They talk about the Ponderosa scene. If I never hear Ponderosa again in my life, I'm okay with that. Kyle says, okay, sorry. I'm thinking about Ponderosa. So that was the, howdy, ma'am, I'm just here from the Ponderosa, the awkward apology. You know what I'm talking about. So I had heard from some people behind the scenes that the apology was actually heartfelt and it lasted for like 2 hours when Rinna came over. And I got to side with Kathy here again and say that's bullshit of Kyle to bring Rinna over, I guess for the good TV, but to bring Rinna over when these two are supposed to be working it out. She's acting like she really wants to work it out with Kathy, but then when Kathy tries to work it out with her, she brings over the enemy. I just have trouble with that. So it comes up. So Kathy talks about all the people that Rinna has driven away. Brings up Lisa Vanderpump and what you did to Kim. Of course, we get the flashback of the, don't you talk about my husband, where Kyle, again, just can't stand up to Rinna, so she runs out the door. That's what Kyle does. She brings up, you've had problems with everyone, and we get the infamous line, you're the biggest bully in Hollywood, which I'm like, go, Kathy, that's amazing. You guys, I apologize. I think I'm losing my voice, so I'm going to get through this. Okay. So Lisa says you're grasping at straws. Kathy swears on her life she did not say these things about the women. Rinna then starts saying, again, Rinna has no storyline, so she has to blow up the story way bigger than it actually is. Says Kathy attacked her at the house. Everybody's like, wait, what? Attacked you? She says, well, it's abusive. You're screaming and yelling things at me. And I do have to give Andy a little credit here because he's like, you've screamed at people. We saw Rinna break a glass and wave it around at Kim. I mean, that's more than screaming. They bring up you've hurt Kyle and she's your friend. Again, I got to give Garcelle a huge shout out. I love Garcelle, always a voice of reason. Garcelle's interjecting these things like, basically, Kyle, why don't you stand up to Lisa? What is your problem? But again, Rinna has no storyline, so she has to say I was traumatized by what happened in the house. Bullshit. Andy says, you've seen some stuff on the show. Why is this traumatizing to you? She's like, well, it affected me deeply. I'm sure it did. Okay, this is the part that pissed me off the most. Rinna says to Kathy, I saw the devil. This is exactly what Rinna said. I'm sorry, I'm going to say it, and it does have a bad word, so get your kids out if you don't want to hear it. Okay, so Rinna says, I saw the devil. You were a fucking monster. This is Kyle's chance to say, shut the F up, Rinna. You're a monster. But no, does she do that? No, she does not. She just says, please, you guys, while she's crying. Again, playing the martyr thing and not standing up to Rinna when she has the chance, when she actually just called her sister an effing monster. So, yeah, so Rinna's calling her sister the devil and Kyle can't even get mad at Rinna. What is this weird thing that Lisa has over her? Kyle says that, she's in the middle and that her feelings are hurt and she's getting blamed for things. I didn't effing do anything. How many times did Kyle say that at this reunion? I'm going to swig cough medicine every time Kyle says that, and I'm going to be wasted. So Kyle is still, woe is me. I didn't effing do anything. It set us back to Mount Kathy and Kyle, and it's always on me. Garcelle, again, my MVP, says, why aren't you mad at Lisa? And Kyle doesn't have an answer for that. Kyle she can't see that she's done anything wrong here. It's so weird. No self-awareness. Kyle wants to be in a better place than where they came in. And They bring up Paris liking tweets and how she's protective of her mother. She's mad at Kyle. And they bring up Vera's wedding. Kathy's kind of curt about it. I'm very happy for Vera. And Kyle doesn't understand why Kathy's upset. Because, again, she won't stand up to Rinna. So, of course, Kathy's upset. That's where Kathy calls Kyle out for acting like a martyr. And I literally, whooped at my screen like, yes, call her ass out. That's exactly what she's doing. Okay. Kathy says that she's shocked. Rinna, of course, has to get her words in and says she's shocked too. And I love this because Andy is so sick of her and over it. And he just starts saying, okay, and trails off. He keeps saying that. If you listen to that part, he says, basically, bitch, you've said enough to Rinna. But Kathy ends up hugging Kyle saying, I love you. But it's icy. It's frosty. This is where, again, 1% of me felt bad for Kyle because you can tell I get it. I hate confrontation too. And I don't like the thought that somebody I really love is mad at me. So I think it bothers Kyle. But Kathy isn't willing to be over it. And I understand why, because Kyle just had the chance to tell Rinna off and she didn't take it. Okay. So they go on break, and we still get camera footage of Kyle saying to Kathy, I don't know why you're mad at me. And Kathy says, you haven't said 2 words, which I kind of agree. Kyle just kind of sat there whimpering, saying, it's not my fault. Everything's not my fault. Bleh. Let's see. And then basically the reunion wraps up. We get a little piece about Rinna losing her mom. He goes around the group, wants to know how, kind of wraps up everybody's storyline. And we get a stupid carcass out thing. It's very stupid. I think that's Dorit's attempt at skinny girl or making a drink. Who knows? Who cares? Kyle is freaking out, doesn't want to do this, doesn't want to toast. That's where Andy gets on his earpiece and is telling the producer, she doesn't want to be here. She ends up staying till the last few minutes. She doesn't grab a drink. She doesn't toast. And they all leave. There's no cast picture. That's apparently a big deal. They do that every year. We get it 5 minutes later. Dorit knocks on Kyle's door and says, of course you're not resolved today. It's not going to be resolved, but it's going to be okay. And we get a voiceover of Rinna saying that she's glad it's over, that it was unbelievable. Dorit says that she's been watching Kyle cry for the last 2 hours. Go get a good night's sleep. It's been a long day. And then we get an update that Kyle and Kathy saw each other at BravoCon, and they're hoping to be in a good place eventually. And that's how the episode ends. You guys, I am hoping that is the last time we're seeing Rinna on our screens on Beverly Hills. I'm hoping the same for Erika, but if I had to pick one to go, I'm getting rid of Rinna. I mean, of course, I'd get rid of Diana too, but if I'm only able to pick one, I'm getting rid of Rinna. That's my thought. Again, I'm running out of voice. Sorry, I'm starting to feel crappy, so I'm going to go lay back down. But I can't thank you all enough for all the kindness you have shown. Thank you so much. I'm continuing to improve. It's just, I had no idea. I've heard people say it takes a long time to get over, and they're not kidding. I'm going to need a 3-hour nap after recording this. This is the most I've done in 2 weeks. But thank you guys so much for all the love and support. I appreciate every one of you. I've tried to write you all back. Thank you who write me messages. Sometimes it's hard for me to even be awake and in the comments, but I'm coming back around, and I'll be back more. But I think I still have some more Sex and the City stuff coming up. There may be a few days of no content coming up. We'll just see. It's okay. I'm not going to stress. I haven't missed a day this year, so I was hoping not to miss a day, but we'll just see. Figure it out together. But guys, I love you all. I appreciate you. Dying to know your thoughts on the reunion. Let me know in the comments below. Were you on the same page? Did you get the same vibes? Same feelings? Definitely let me know. And thanks for everything. Hey, if you're interested in more of my content, check out my Patreon. $5 a month. You get access to all the episodes I've recorded so far. Lots of Sex and the City stuff. Doing deep dives over there. Having a lot of fun. And I just appreciate every single one of you. I hope you have a wonderful day. And please stay healthy. My goodness. And I will talk to you again soon. Take care. Bye-bye.